What's going on, everybody? It is Austin Whitley back with another video. So for this video, I thought I would go a little different. So not many people know this, but I'm a big fan of survival, primitive survival, bushcraft survival, camping just in general. I'm actually taking my lessons for primitive gathering and bushcraft in April. So they start in April. But for now, I got a little bag together of some stuff that I've just picked up here and there to go out myself. I figured I'm going to start making a separate playlist for this, these situations. I plan on going out and learning myself, teaching myself as I go along. I've taught myself a lot of skills that I didn't think I would actually pick up, but they might come in handy in the future. So today, I want to go through my survival bag and what I have in here and why I have it. Some of this stuff to others might look stupid, but for me, I trust my instincts. And, to start alone without much knowledge other than what you know up here, it's not a bad deal to have all this stuff. So first and foremost, machete. So obviously machete comes in handy for a lot of different reasons. For camping, setting up your shelter, gathering firewood, possibly a weapon. It has so many different purposes. So this one here is an Ozark Trail machete. So it's not the best quality machete, but it's sharp and it gets the job done. It's got a nice serrated edge, which is very sharp. It's actually sharper than that. Has a flimsy case, which I'm actually getting a different case for it because it's so flimsy and I don't trust it. So before I go out for a survival, I'm going to get a separate case for this guy just so I can trust better. Alright, getting into the nits and grits of others. Let's see. Ozark Trail flashlight. Very bright. Have 3 sets of batteries for it, just in case. It's got an SOS built into it, obviously. Can hang it wherever you're at. So if you're, out of light and it's dark and you're putting firewood on, or you're trying to, fix your shelter, or you got to take a piss, hanging this on a tree limb, and you're golden. So I got that. Most important item out of this whole bag, in my opinion, is my UST Survival Flint. So this guy here, it's waterproof. You can hang it on your keychain, your bag, wherever. This little guy is weird. So it's got kind of like a lighter type look to it. Very nice sparks. I've actually, tested it out just to see for myself. And comes with three sets of flints. I got this at my local Meijer for $7.99. Came with that and some directions for the less brainy people like me, because I couldn't figure out which way to flick the bic. So I have that. The most weirdest items that I have are tampons. Tampons are a necessity for a survival situation, in my opinion. If you are going out and you're not 100% sure the area you're going to is dry enough to have fire, or it has just rained, or it has snowed, you need something to catch a spark. And these suckers right here, the cotton that's inside these tampons, you break it apart, pull the different layers apart. You could probably use this one tampon for a week. I've tested this theory multiple times just to make sure it wasn't just luck, and I'm telling you, it caught a spark within the first flick. If you're going to survive and you're not 100% sure, bring these. I mean, in which case, and you do have dry tinder, this will 100% catch a spark quick as hell, and it stays dry if it stays in the pouches. So I have about 6 of these in here. You can never go wrong. Go with your instinct. If it works, it works. Alright. So, another one. Have just a normal pocket knife in case my machete screws up. This guy here is a Tactical Force switchblade. It's very, very sharp. Very sharp. I always carry this with me wherever I go. You never know when you're going to need it. Self-explanatory. Now, these next 2 items, to some, are going to be, I guess, kind of stupid. But for me, instinct. So, let's say, you're starting out by yourself. You've never really done this before. And you need some sort of, not necessarily protection, but a guarantee that you're going to get a meal because you're not familiar with how to hunt. That's why I have my 6 Hour M17 pellet gun. This is a pellet gun. So, it's not, a real 6 Hour. Don't even have the magazine in there because I'm smart. Carries, CO2 cartridges and pellets, not BBs. I have BBs in here for backup, but if you're already using a semi-auto pellet BB gun and it's powered by CO2, you're gonna need something that penetrates but also does damage inside. So if you're hunting squirrel or small pheasants, a BB, it'll make a hole and it might damage an organ just a tad, but it's not gonna do much. I don't know if this camera's gonna be able to get it, but I'll just show you. So these Premier Destroyer 7.4 gram pellets have this serrated tip at the top, surrounded by that oval. When it hits, it'll expand and it will guarantee dinner. I guarantee it. Especially because it holds 20 rounds in the clip. I'll go ahead and show you. This gun is odd. So I'm not putting, there's no magazine in here. It's just CO2. Put it bottoms up. Put it in. Pretty powerful gun, and yeah, I kind of messed up. Putting the CO2 in this thing has been a bit of a challenge. I've had plenty of pellet guns in the past, but it gets the job done. So I would definitely recommend this. If you're in a budget, get a cheaper one. I spent $100 on this guy. It was definitely well worth the price, and it came with a case. So just be smart, and that's why it leads me to having a backup just in case. So this is my firepower CO2. I'm a big fan of BB guns and small game hunting. Like I said, I go with my own instincts, and those are my instincts, and it works. So if you're familiar with small game hunting with pellet guns, do it. It definitely cannot hurt. So for now, until I finish my shopping list for everything, that is my survival kit. It is small, but I guarantee with everything I have, I can ring up a small shelter. I could get a fire going. I could get meals, and I could get water. I know how to purify water. So I'm definitely taking this channel a different direction than how it was in the past. Having kids, I stopped smoking weed. I know that sounds like a bummer for some people. I apologize, but you kind of grow up and get to a point where it just gets boring and a waste of money. So I put my money towards something that is useful, that I can teach my family, my kids, my wife. There's no reason why you can't learn to survive. Us humans have, through evolution, have survived like how primitive and bushcraft survive. Like on the shows alone, for instance, how those people go about doing it. It's challenging because we can't fixate our mind to let go of all the electronics and the guaranteed for food and water and shelter, when it really comes down to not knowing when your next meal is going to be, or not knowing where you're going to sleep, or when you're going to get water. It all falls onto you to make that happen. It's no longer up to whether or not the grocery store has Pringles, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and eggs, or when the TV's coming. Like, all this stuff, you learn to do shit yourself. And, my ancestors have done it, your ancestors have done it for millions and millions of years. Like I said, humans have obviously come a long way since then. Pretty soon, I'll learn to catch, small game without using a firearm, because I might not have one in a survival situation. Which brings me to, sorry about that. I also have this guy. It's an 1866 Henry rifle remodel. I have this guy. Does what it needs to do. So, there's that guy in case that plane backs up too. You can never have, too many resources. Nobody's going to make fun of you because of the stuff you have. If you can survive off the items you have, make it happen. Because you're not guaranteed. Your car breaks down and you need a fire to stay warm because it's -6 degrees outside. Whatever you have in your bag or in your car is what you're going to use, because that's all you have to use. So that's my video. I'm probably going to start re-uploading again. I know I say that all the time and I never do, but I feel like this will get the attention of a lot of people. And I want to start making, a big deal about this. I want to start doing it. I live in the great state of Michigan. So, I got lakes all around me. I've got forests all around me. I can make it happen. And, if y'all respect it enough for the channel to go in this direction, leave it in the comments. Thank you.